Assalamu alaikum, my dear friends. How are you? Corona has changed our lifestyle and mostly hampered our education system. We all are thinking about alternatives, and our intellectuals considered this online class is the best alternatives. I'm again here. Welcome back to my online class. So let's start our discussion. Our topic, today's topic is voice change. We all should know what is voice change. Voice change or voice is the form of the verb which indicates whether the subject does the work or something has been done to it. There are two kinds of voice. First, active voice. Active voice, and second, passive voice. Active voice. What is active voice? Active voice, when the subject of a sentence is the doer or actor, the verb is in active voice. It is so because the subject is active. Then passive voice. What is passive voice? When the subject of a sentence is acted upon, the verb is in passive voice. It is so because the verb is in passive. It is so because the subject is passive. For example, we can say that I eat rice. And passive voice, if we transform it into passive voice, then it will become rice is eaten by me. Look, students, here in my definition I said that in active voice the subject is the doer or actor. In this example we can see that this I is eating rice, and in passive voice we are finding that me is not active, he is passive. So our subject is in passive form, so it is a passive voice. Then we come to the rules for changing active voice into passive. Passive. Number 1. The object of the verb in the active voice becomes the subject of the verb in the passive voice. Subject of the verb in the active voice becomes the object of the verb in the active voice becomes the subject of the subject of the verb in passive. For example, we can go back to the example I eat rice. In our rule, we have mentioned that object will be transformed in as subject. So object is rice. We have to make it subject. Rice is eaten by me. Passive. Then rule number 2, the subject of the verb in the active voice becomes the object in the passive voice, generally preceded by the preposition by. Look, this subject I is made or becomes object me, and I have mentioned in my rule that it should be preceded by a preposition by. Look, we have used by before me. Then rule number 3, the main verb is changed into the past participle form and it is preceded by the correct form of the verb to be in passive voice. I eat rice. I have mentioned that subject will be object and object will be subject. So rice will be subject and the main verb will be changed into past participle and the right form of verb to be is preceded by it. So we use is and eat is the main verb, its past participle form is eaten. Eaten by me. Rule number 4. There are some verbs with two objects. In such cases, either of the objects, particularly the personal object, can be changed into the subject and the other is retained as an object. And this object is called retained object. For example, we can say that he gave me a pen. See, this is an object and this is another object. And in my rule, I mentioned that any one of the objects we may use as subject. We may use me or a pen. And I have mentioned that preferably the personal object is used as subject. So me is the personal object. I can use it as subject. I was given a pen by him. I mentioned that the another object will be retained, and this object, a pen, is retained, and this is the retained object. Then we can discuss about the changing of tense. Present, simple present and past, simple present and past. The to be verbs will be, in this case, am, is, are, was, were. And we have to add a being, we have to add these to be verb in case of simple present and past, and the main verb will be in past participle form, that is bought or done, etc. Then present and past continuous. In this case, we should use am, is, are, was, were, and we should add extra being in case of continuous tense, and the main verb will be in past participle form. It is bought or done, etc. Then present perfect tense. Present perfect tense. In this case, has or have, and we have to add an extra been, and the main verb will be in past form, done, etc. Then past perfect. In this case, we will use had and an extra been, and the main verb is the same, bought, done, etc. We can make a table to make it more clear. Tense, active, passive. Tense is simple present. Present. Active is did. Sorry, does. Passive is am or id or are done. Then simple past. Past. The verb active is did and passive is was or were done. Then present continuous. Present continuous. Active is or am or are doing. And passive is am or is or are being done. Then past continuous. Continuous. In this case, active is was or were doing, and passive is was or were being done. Then present perfect. Perfect. Active is has or have done, and passive will be has or have been done. Then past perfect. Perfect tense. Active is had done, and the passive form is had been done. Then simple future. Simple future. Active is shall, or will, and the passive form will be done. Then conditional. Conditional. Conditional is would do. Would do. And the passive form will be would be done. Then perfect conditional. Conditional, that is would have done, and the passive form will be would have been done. Okay, my dear students, I think that after our discussion, voice change will be clear to you, and in our another class we will try to discuss it in detail. Be hygienic and maintain social distance or physical distance, and use masks whenever you are out of your home or with the persons who are not your family members. Wish you all the best. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.